Hi, I'm Amy Shannon, and this is the featured video review. Now I'm going to talk about the book Walking Through Fire by C.J. Bahr, and I'm hoping I'm pronouncing her last name correctly, B-A-H-R. And this was a really interesting book. I found that there's some books that you can just get lost in, not lost because you don't understand what's going on, but just kind of like lost in like you just don't want to come out. And that's what I found with this book was. It's the first book of this author's that I've read. So I'm going to share my review with you. I gave it 5 stars and called it brilliant. What a magnificent story in Walking Through Fire by C.J. Bahr. This is not only the first book I've read by the author, but the first book in the 3 books so far series, The Fire Chronicles. And I say so far because you never know, and here's me hoping that the series continues, but that's just me. I started reading it and then took a step back. Simon died, and since I don't read descriptions of the books or other reviews, I never read those prior to reading the story. I read them after. So I was shocked and basically taken aback a little bit. Simon is dying, and she wrote a wonderful way. Actually, I don't know if wonderful is the word, but a way for you get the description of how Simon was suffering as he died. It's really interesting to put that experience into words. And I thought she did a really good job of that. Let's see. Then I thought, this is going to be interesting, but I was wrong. It was more than interesting. It was intriguing and definitely a book that I wanted to take my time reading. I've just become a big fan of this author's work. So now it's modern day and Laurel is saved by Simon. And yes, he's still dead. Murdered 200 years ago. He's wandering because of unfinished business, and Laurel has to help him. First, I like Simon, even dead. He's a great character and very intriguing. There are also twists and turns of the story and how the living and dead are affected by each other. Emotions can burn and run high in this brilliant story. It's one of those embraceable stories, and it's definitely unputdownable, both thrilling and intriguing all the way to the end. I can't wait to read the other stories from this author that I have on my bookshelf. Walking Through Fire is a definite recommendation by Amy's Bookshelf Reviews. So let me just tell you a little bit about the book. And see, I like being surprised. I like things that are unpredictable. And the way an author puts that stuff together, that's just it's pretty amazing that they can do that. Everybody has a different type of imagination, perception, the way they write, the writing style, and some, I have to say, some authors are, they write the predictable ending or predictable twist, like you know what's going to happen next before it happens. But this one, no, I don't want to know what's going to happen. I want to read and be surprised. As a writer, it's sometimes you can see those things, or if you read a lot of a particular genre, you can almost see what's coming next. And if it doesn't and something else happens, that's just totally amazing. So basically, the about the book, the synopsis states that Simon MacKay, the last Earl of something I am not even going to try to pronounce, Cleitmuir. He was murdered 200 years ago because of his family's dangerous legacy. Alone and cursed, he haunts his home in order to protect the lost treasure. A pastime that leaves him angry and embittered until he meets a feisty American tourist. Not only is Laurel sexy and beautiful, but she sees him in his ghostly form. So, antiquities expert Laurel Seville leaves Chicago to visit her best friend in the romantic Scottish Highlands. I love that theme and that just kind of that Scottish thing. It's really interesting. Besides I'm part Scottish, but that's something different. It kind of brings a interesting theme to the story and the plot. And you know, if this was taken any other place in the world, the story would be different. So I really like this particular theme. She is saved from a tragic fall by the ghostly Simon, so he saves her. Once she realizes she's not crazy, I mean, you saw the dead, you might think you're crazy. She pledges to help him find his family's missing artifact, a pledge hindered by the treasure hunter, Alex Mackenzie, a descendant of the clan that murdered Simon. Laura risks everything, including her life, to help Simon resolve the issues keeping him earthbound. But will she lose him forever, or is there a way Laurel can keep him with her on this earthly plane? So it sounds like there may be some romance in the story as well. Well, I think that this is it's just one of those wonderful books. You know, I get reviews all the time, and books that are stories, and it doesn't matter if they're fiction or nonfiction, but it's the way that they're told and the way the narrator or the author perceives the story, what's coming out of their head. It's not always easy to take what stories you have in your head and put it on paper. I will continue to read more from this author. So buy this book, Walking Through Fire by C.J. Bahr. There are 2 others in the series, but the author has written more books as well. So I recommend you start with this one. This has been Amy Shannon from Amy's Bookshelf Reviews. Stay healthy and be well.